pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna get yelled at because I'm being too quiet.
Let's keep it close.
Good evening. Today is September 5th, 2019. This is the Environmental Conservation Board. We have an agenda that we're going to follow. The first item is Jeffrey Frieda, 420 North Lake Boulevard, to construct a dock. So you are here, could you please state your name and who you're here to represent? It's been a while.
My name is John Carell. I represent Mr. Frieda. I think we were here a long, long time ago.
Yeah, you were here in 18,
Yeah, I think so.
2018.
We got, and I think last time we had the DEC sign off that we didn't need permits.
Right.
They made us change the deck to call it a dock, and you were publicizing it, and we couldn't get the approval until it went through the public review, and then the meetings got canceled.
A few times, and I apologize for that.
So we
Has
hope
anything changed since the approval, the last meeting we had,
nothing has changed.
which was January of 2009,
Nothing has
January
changed.
17th? Okay, so there were no comments or questions from the public. Does the board have any questions? And this is to
Sorry, my
construct a
notes.
dock, 192 square foot composite dock with 7 helical piles in the lake.
I have no notes.
Well, in the file, it just, we went through everything, he's gonna,
How far does it extend the dock?
Into the lake?
Yeah.
Well, it extends from the corner of the boathouse to the shore, so it's not extending, it's not sticking out into the lake. Boathouse, this is the existing boathouse, and the dock is here.
oh, you were supposed to put
Oh.
infiltrators in or something
Can you use
on
the mic
this.
for Dominic? You can pull it off.
So it's not extending beyond the boathouse?
No,
Okay.
no, it's going from the boathouse platform to the existing staircase and
So
wall.
it's paralleling the shore,
Right.
basically?
Well, it's going like this. The shore is going like this, and there's like a little cove here. You can probably see it better here.
And you're gonna put in the turbidity curtain, do all the environmental
Yes,
stuff you have to do to keep
Is that shown on the plan?
yes.
it was. Do you want the plan, Vince? It's all here. They got
It's
silt
okay.
fence, turbidity curtain,
Okay, that's fine.
so, and the DEC
in the
Water Division, no permitting requirements. New York State OGS indicated they had no permitting, and the Army Corps had no permitting requirements. All right, so with that, I mean, unless somebody else have any questions, do I have a motion to grant permit number 953 to Jeffrey Frieda for 420 North Lake Boulevard, with the following exception, that the town wetland inspector do a pre- and post-inspection site visit for installation of the erosion controls. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
go see Rose and,
See Rose.
okay, we're just gonna do the EAF. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in change of use intensity of land?
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No.
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the CEA, critical environmental area?
No.
Will the proposed action result in adverse changes to existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
Nope. Will the proposed action cause an increase in use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No.
No.
Will the proposed action impact public-private water or public-private wastewater treatment? No.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No. Will the proposed action result in adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, et cetera? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage?
No.
No. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, that's one down. Okay. Next item, Anna Inzano, 188 Bullet Hole Road. Hello, Paul.
Good evening.
Got the band back together.
That's good.
Okay, so you're here to see us about a permit to construct a driveway at 188 Bullet Hole Road. Were there any changes to the plan that you submitted back in June?
No,
Okay. And you're going to install all of the mitigation devices or silt fence, et cetera, all the stuff that
Correct.
we had agreed to under the permit? Does anybody have any other questions?
I have two notes from this applicant. So the first was that
Oh, the NOV.
NOV lift notice. I think we had a conversation about this, but I'm a little hazy on what the conversation entailed regarding if you can get the lift notice before.
it was issued,
It was issued?
and it should be in your file.
Let's see.
I dropped it off with Rose. Actually, I received it the day after that meeting,
Ah,
which was a surprise, because normally they don't do that until after the work's done.
All right. No, while Chairman is looking for that, the other one I had on here was a note indicating the wetlands inspector prior to start of work.
Yes.
And after installation of erosion controls, as well as after the work is done, before erosion control measures are removed. Is there that actually written in there? We can make it a condition of the permit regardless.
I'd rather make it a condition of the permit.
Okay.
Okay, so I have I have a memorandum dated August 14th from Richard Franzetti, town engineer. So, the silt fence, if located as shown in the drawings, should note that there are areas where the silt fence is failing, that need to be repaired,
Then
corrected.
they will go back out and reinstall it.
Okay, so if they're outstanding, the project will still need to have building department review,
Correct.
and review of the stormwater pollution prevention plan will need to be performed by his office. Did you submit that to him?
He has it. We submitted the New York City DEP approved SWIP.
Okay, no problem. And then,
And I think you actually have a copy of this in your files also.
yeah, I know, I see it. And then I have a memo here, just trying to make sure we cover this all. I saw something in here, the NOV. Okay, there is City of New York Department of DEP, notice of violation to them, and I see a copy of the violation, I don't see a copy of the release of the NOV.
It was issued, and I did drop it off. I can bring another copy in tomorrow.
I mean, let me look a little bit further. The DEP approved your permit. That's, here it is, environmental protection. The stormwater pollution prevention plan was approved. A lot of paper here, man. Stormwater management. Paul, I don't see the, I see the hold it, man. I see the violation in October of 17. I don't see the,
I'll drop another copy off.
Yeah, that'd be better.
yeah.
You can just make it
Faster for you to do that.
What?
make it a condition, and I'll have it here tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'll have to look for this later again. All right, so then there's no other changes to the permit request, correct?
No.
All right, so then the only item I have is so then do I have a motion to grant permit number 954 to Anna Izano for 188 Bullet Hole Road to construct a 250-foot driveway in the buffer zone with the following condition: that the town wetland inspector do a pre- and post-site visit for installation of erosion control. Do I have a motion?
And then he submits the NOV.
And the others, and submit a copy of the NOV being dismissed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, we gotta do another receipt, another,
Yeah.
will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use and the zoning regulations? No. Will the proposed action result in a change of use intensity of use of land? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that caused the establishment of a CEA? Nope. Will the proposed action result in adverse change in the existing level of traffic or effective existing infrastructure, mass transit, biking, or walkway? No.
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increased use of energy and fails to incorporate reasonable available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No.
No.
Will it affect the water supply or wastewater treatment? No.
No.
Will the proposed impair the character of important historic archaeological resources? No.
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 Proposed action result in adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies? No, it's already been addressed. Proposed action result in increased potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Nope.
Nope.
And will it cause a hazard to environmental resources or human health? Nope. Yes.
When will you be able to sign the permit so that the applicant can go in?
I signed it.
Okay.
You can go in on Monday and see Rose.
I can pick it up Monday?
You can pick it up Monday, but you have to bring in that,
That'll be here tomorrow.
yeah, scan it in, send it over.
Okay.
The permit's signed, so the only thing is Rose has to do some
Okay,
administrative
that's fine.
stuff with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's why I do it now while I'm here. Okay, next applicant,
Good night.
Almodovar and Denalo, 270 Westlake Boulevard.
Yes,
Oh, that's you?
yes.
Could you please state your name and who you're here to represent?
Paul Lynch from Putnam Engineering. I'm
Okay.
here representing Priscilla Almodovar and Eric Denalo.
Okay, and you're here to construct a pool, spa, patio, and retaining wall. Has there been any, all right, so based on Rose right now, there are no comments or questions from the public.
That's always good.
Rich's email. So Chairman Log, as requested by the Town Environmental Conservation Board, the Engineering Department has reviewed the proposed rain guard and cistern calculations as part of the site submitted on the reference project. The design details contained contained on the plans and the design calculations submitted are in conformance with New York State DEC standards. In addition, the applicant provided a sufficient response and updated the drawings to address the following: what happens to Sistine flow, design details, slopes of stormwater pipe, pool discharge location, turbidity. Note that all plans per town code to be inspected by the wetlands inspector. I trust this is adequate. Should you have any questions, please call Richard Franzetti. So he's reviewed the stuff, and he's good with it?
Yeah, he had asked me to provide him a lot of information, details and calculations for work other than what was in Phase 1. So we did that, and that's because the IPP that we're getting for is for the entire project, so it doesn't get piecemeal to him.
Now, our application is therefore for the entire project now?
No, the application before you is strictly for the pool,
Just the pool.
just for the pool. And the reconstruction of the deck, that
And
portion of the
this
deck
is,
that's
well-
in the
And
upper.
anything that comes within the jurisdiction?
All right, so the
of
description of the project is construction of a pool, spa, deck, patio, landscaping, and rain gardens on the northeast side of the existing house.
Yes,
The spa, pool, and patio areas will be terraced and have retaining walls. The existing deck will be rebuilt with modifications to stairs and walkways.
yep, and that's what this permit's about.
Okay.
The second phase is where we're gonna do some landscaping along Lake Mayapack, which would be another permit from this board.
Okay. Do any of the board members have any comments? So then,
A rain garden counts are sufficient, that's the only note I had.
all right, so then do I have a motion to grant permit number 955 for Almodovar and Denalo, I am so sorry.
Almodovar,
Almodovar and Denalo for 270 Westlake Boulevard, Mahopac, New York, with the following two conditions: the town wetland inspector to do a pre- and post-site visit for the installation of erosion control, and the town wetland inspector to inspect plantings upon completion. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
thank you very much.
If it's okay with the other members of the board on the EAF, I'm going to go, it's the same topic of all of them. I'm just going to go no down the entire row.
That sounds good.
It's fine.
Okay.
'Cause I can only listen to it two or three many times a day.
This will be interesting. Damn.
Okay, that's three.
Halfway.
Blowing right through it, right? Okay. Next, Harold Stevens, 103 Hill Street, repair dam and remove excessive silt.
Thank you.
Just take the microphone, please state your name and.
Ed Cook, I'm representing Stevens, 103 Hill Street.
I'm sorry, can you say your name again?
Ed Cook,
Thank you.
Okay, Ed, what do you got? She gave me some, I got some drawings here, and I got some pictures. This drawing?
Yes.
There's one, I think. And then here's two more. There you go.
Pictures, got a drawing, all right.
All right, why don't you walk us through this?
there's excessive silt in the pond from Scott Road. I have a letter from Mike Simone. It's in that packet. We're looking to clean the silt out and make repairs to the dam.
Comment may concern, 103 Hill Street emergency cleanup. This letter support emergency cleanup of silts coming off due to material used on Scott Road for winter maintenance. If you have any questions, please call Mike Simone. Here's the deed. Here's this. So it looks, so is there any water in the pond now, or is it dry?
At this moment, no.
Oh, so it'd be the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. When it rains, it's only there for a few days and then it leaves because the dam has some holes in it that it takes about 24 hours and then it's totally empty.
And when you
Okay.
repair the dam, what are you gonna do when you repair it?
A mason's gonna repair the back side of it with cement and then we're gonna put some of the clay back up against the back of the dam.
How's the dam gonna control the water?
The same way, how's the dam gonna control the water? There's
Yeah.
already a silt plate there that determines the
Right here.
height of
Is spillway?
the spillway, yeah.
It's a spillway, okay.
There's pictures I
Yeah.
provided her.
I'm sorry, it's attached to your package.
Oh,
I made,
No, just-
I made plenty of copies for everyone.
You're gonna plug up any of the holes where the water was going out?
Yes, yeah. I think there's a picture there, you can see the bottom is
Right.
Yeah.
totally.
About how much sediment was in there?
We're thinking we're gonna take out 80 to 100 yards.
About-
Wow, that's a lot.
Good, that's not silt, that's
It's silt.
falling. That's,
The county drainage used to go through into this property, and they used to take maintenance of cleaning out the pond. 15, 18 years ago, they ran the drainage all the way down Hill Street to 6 End. So now, they took that away from their maintenance. They don't maintain it. So for the last 15, 18 years, that pond's been silting up. Prior to them moving the drainage down Hill Street and from Scott Road.
Now, is the drainage area to the pond now less because they made that change 18 years?
It is less, but it's still, I cleaned this pond out, I'm gonna say 15 years ago, and that's how long it's taken to get back to where it is.
So it's dry now?
Right now, it's dry. And when there is a rain event, there's only like a foot in one corner, and then a day later, it's gone.
So you're gonna dam it up and you're gonna create some standing water there?
We're looking to turn it back to the pond.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to, you're gonna be having standing water for more than 24 hours then?
We're looking to clean it out now when it's dry.
Right, okay,
Then the dam's gonna get repaired,
right.
and then it's gonna go back to its
Okay,
damaged pond.
but so the water's only gonna come, right now, the water's going through the dam, right?
Right.
Okay, you're gonna plug up those holes?
That's
Okay,
correct.
so the spillway that's over there is gonna control the elevation? So
Correct.
you're gonna have, you're gonna be holding water for more than 24 hours?
Oh, yes, it's
Okay,
gonna
that's all my
maintain,
question.
there's gonna be water sitting in there,
Right.
hopefully.
So there'll be a couple of feet of water for a while?
Mike Simone told me he used to swim in there was 4 feet in the middle.
Okay, that's fine. It
I'm
goes
not
with the
gonna say,
hills.
I have a comment,
You-
I'm just not
so
going
now,
down that
you should
road.
be applying for a swimming pool.
Don't want that on the record.
Okay.
May I ask, are you going to be extending the current limitations of where the pond looks like it was? Like, I'm looking on the pictures here, and there seems to be a roughly clear delineation between grass and then where the pond / silt starts. Are you gonna be extending that beyond where the pond is currently?
No,
Okay. Do you have dimensions of this pond?
currently, no.
Yeah, here's a couple things, Mr.
Cook.
Ed Cook. The 20-day road, I just need to see the following items. I need to see details.
That's my personal property. That's
This
where
is-
I have my business. This is 103 Hill Street.
Oh, sorry, 103 Hill. Sorry. I need details of the silt fence. You know, how it's going in, there's typical details that we like to follow.
I drew it up.
No, listen, it's fine.
You drew this?
Yeah.
Good drawing.
It's fine. We need to details of the silt fence. What kind of machine you gonna use?
17,000-pound excavator.
And I see you have silt fence, staging area, spill kit on site. Fine.
Silt fence, oh, you just a detail.
Silt fence over here. He just
The
needs to
wire
provide
mesh
the
back
detail.
silt fence.
Now, let me ask you a question. You're gonna take this material out, you're gonna muck it out.
Looking to remove it off the site if it's dry when I start. It looks that it's dried out, it'll be removed right there. if I hit stuff that's wet, it needs to dry out, that's what the circle is there, for it
Right,
to
okay.
sit there to dry out, and then remove it.
Yeah, this is a stockpile
Oh,
area.
there's a detail.
No,
to
It's
show
a
that.
cir- it's a circle.
No, the detail with the silt fence and the hay bales.
Yeah, don't use hay bales, use silt fence.
I have hay bales at the bottom down here, there's a little note, it says hay bales wrapped with woven fabric. Staked in.
It's an excavator, you'll dig it out, just drop it in.
Downstream I have, if you look on the left side.
Hay
of the road.
bales.
I'll just drop that, he's gonna go in there with a machine, and if he casts it, he's just gonna pop it right into the, right into
Sure,
the.
I got it. We typically ask for the details on that as well. It's on every drawing that has a stockpile.
Just give us a stockpile, we'll get a detail.
It says wire.
I install it,
Does it?
I know how it's installed and can have it inspected by Mr.
Well, that's one of the other things, you're gonna need to inspect pre and post work. Has Rich been out there?
I met with, not at the site, I met with him and spoke about this.
All right.
In the corner there, you have a drainage box and an 18-inch,
That's no longer there, that was removed by the county.
okay, fine.
Staging area, 6 minutes. Where's the staging area? I see. Awesome. Staging area.
You're not gonna put a liner in this, are you?
No,
You waste, you have to dig up the liner in 15 years.
no.
What do we want to do about fueling on the
He's
staging
got it.
area?
I
He's
have
got
it
it.
over
He's got
here.
it.
Location.
Fueling area?
Okay.
Fueling
Yeah.
area.
Well, that's just,
Staging area for equipment.
6 mil plastic.
6 mil
there.
plastic.
All right, this is gonna take you a day to do, right?
That's the plan.
Right, so you're gonna leave the machine there overnight, deliver it, leave it, dig it, make it go away. Any refueling on site, you think, or it's
I
gonna come?
don't believe that that's gonna be necessary, but I put it on the paper.
He's got this, he's on plastic.
okay. Does it say refueling on the plastic?
Yes.
You're gonna
Great.
have, if you put it in the stockpile area, then it'll dry out, and you're gonna have to come in again and pick it up and put it in a truck or something, right?
Right,
Okay.
When I walk in there, it appears to be very dry, silty, dry. There's a couple of spots that are a little wet. I'm not gonna go down the road with that, it's gonna make more of a mess.
Right.
So I'm looking to stockpile
dry
there,
out.
let it
Okay.
dry out, and then remove it off the site.
You gonna be doing any work on the stone wall looks like it's connected to the dam?
The proposal is there's gonna be work done to cement up the holes where it's rotted out.
Right, on the dam, but I'm looking at the photos, and I think on there as well, it's showing that there's well, maybe it doesn't show it on the drawing. Looking at the photo here, it looks like there's a stone lip, maybe, that goes beyond. So I'm looking at this. Is that just the edge of the pond? Okay. A lip of the pond there. And so this is the only stonework here, and you're gonna be repairing that stonework, correct?
It's actually, yep, where the soil is.
Okay.
It's not gonna be made higher or lower.
Okay.
That's gonna maintain, and the mason is proposing to put cement on the backside of it.
Excellent. Gotcha.
The
What's
side
the-
we're looking.
What's the height of the
Fair.
spillway?
From where it drops inside, it's like 6-7 feet.
And do you know how deep you wanna make, you're
There's
gonna
the
be
picture.
intending to make this pond?
Excuse me?
How deep you're intending to make it?
We're looking to go back to the 4 foot in the middle.
Got it.
If you go.
So it'll
too
be a
deep-
little deeper over here.
No, this is gonna be maintained, this is gonna get all fixed in the bottom. This is where the water spills in,
Right.
it eroded it out there.
Okay.
The backside of this dam is
Oh.
going to get reparched to hold the water in the pond and
Okay,
flood back
okay,
on the backside.
Okay, I got you now.
And no foreign materials are going into the hole or nothing, just whatever's coming out goes out and that's it, go away.
Just cement.
Correct.
All right. All right, with the unless anybody has any questions, with the exception of, I think we can accept this application with a couple of, items to put on there. So,
The culvert or the drain that's underneath your driveway, your asphalt driveway, That's in good repair right now?
It looks in good shape.
Okay.
Big enough, that's for sure.
48, yeah.
Well, if they've cut down the drainage.
Does it indicate anywhere on the plan or in your application that you intend to bring it down to the 4 foot?
No. When I spoke with Mike Simone, gave me history information that it was 4 to 5 feet deep. Not looking to exceed that, because if we do, then the sides are gonna start coming in, which will make the pond bigger.
All right. And does it say anywhere on here how much material you intend to remove? Or an approximate?
It's not on here, no.
What was the number that you said?
80 to 100.
80 to 100 yards.
I think we should have both of those somewhere on the plans.
All right, so why don't we'll do this, all right? I'd like to make a motion to approve the application with the following conditions. Provide details of the silt fence, details of the stockpile area, have the wetlands inspector do a pre and post walkthrough with the wetlands inspector, and provide a letter or documentation that they're only gonna be removing 80 to 100 cubic yards of material,
I'm good with
all
that.
right?
He doesn't
So
intend
the
to.
basic control is
What?
the spillway.
He doesn't
not-
intend to, but maybe we should have
On the
the condition
dam.
that
Is the
he,
spillway,
Yes.
okay.
not do any work if there's any rain forecasted. I don't think he'll do it, but
Why would it makes his whole job twice
Yes,
as hard.
I'm not looking for more work.
Yeah. All right, so then, I'm gonna make a motion then for, application for Harold Stevens, 103 Hill Street, to accept the application to repair the dam and remove the excessive silt, with the following conditions. Provide us details of the silt fence that's gonna be installed. Provide us details of the stockpile detail. Notify the wetlands inspector pre and post of the construction work for inspections, and provide a letter on your letterhead that you're going to be removing approximately 80 to 100 cubic yards. 80 to 100 cubic yards or 80 to 100 tons? You'll be looking
There's no
two-truck?
scale on the site, so I'm
No, I
gonna
mean,
go by
we have a 10-wheeler,
triaxle, yes.
triaxle, so that's usually about 25, 20, 22.
Won't be carrying full loads out of there because
The
it's
road.
heavy.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so do I have a motion,
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so just get Rose's stuff in the next couple days, get it by Monday, and then Tuesday it goes out for advertising. You can come back in 2 meetings and you get your permit.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Cook, one other quick thing is, we were talking about the details. You can get those on Google. If you type in that, it's just a little sketch.
I have plans with those details.
Great.
Thank you.
One more.
Okay. Next applicant is Yenam Studio LLC, 240 Washington Road. Install 8-foot-high deer fence. I've never done one of them before.
Good evening, Jan Johannesson from Kellart Sessions Consulting, representing Yenam Studio LLC.
Can you please spell your name?
JANJOHANNESSEN.
Thank you.
The property is 240 Washington Road. It's just over 21 acres. It's a former equestrian facility. It's been abandoned for some years. My client purchased the property and is proposing to one day construct a home there, but for now, we're trying to just get in there and maintain the property. It's mainly meadow. He'd like to install a deer fence around the perimeter of the property. We do have some wetlands that are mainly off-site. There's a DEC wetland that's along the westerly boundary. The 100-foot buffer extends onto the parcel. There's a watercourse on the south side of Washington Road, the buffer of which extends onto the property. And there's a drainage, I mapped it as a wetland, but it's a dry drainage channel on the north side of the property. Those are the wetlands that are in play here. We delineated them. The DEC has come out and validated the wetland boundary. We're installing just over 3,200 linear feet of fencing. We estimate almost 1,700 linear feet of which would be in the buffer. It's going to be a metal deer fence. The posts will be 20 feet apart. We estimate 84 posts would be installed within the buffer. None of the posts within the buffer are going to be dug, and there will be no cement or concrete used within the post holes within the buffer. They'll all be pneumatically driven to prevent any sort of soil disturbance. The property's almost all meadow. I don't see any real chance for erosion here, given the practice we're using to install the fencing. And
That would be in that upper right-hand corner, correct? Where it says wetland buffer, and then,
this is the DEC wetland. The red outline is the 100-foot buffer. This is that drainage area. This is the buffer for that. The fence is going around the perimeter, all the way around the property. In almost all cases, there's an existing fence that we're going to remove. It's a white vinyl 3-board post and rail fence that will be removed, and the new deer fence is, in almost all cases, going to be further away from the wetland than the existing
is
fence.
this like a
will be removed.
cyclone fence you're putting in, a metal coated
Chain link?
chain link?
It's not, it's a metal mesh fence, but it's specifically for deer. There's a detail of it.
Oh,
The mesh material is closer together on the bottom to prevent animals from crossing through, and becomes wider at the top so you have better visibility through the fence. But it is a metal fence with the galvanized finish.
And the posts are?
The posts are also metal, 8 feet tall. We did receive a variance from the zoning board for the 8-foot fence being in the front yard. Along the side yard boundaries, the fence is going to be about 20 feet away from the property boundary, and in the front yard, 40 feet.
This is to keep the deer out
Correct.
from what?
From entering the property. My client has a long case of Lyme's disease, and he basically
Okay.
doesn't want to touch this property until he gets the fence up. A portion of the fence is in the DEC wetland buffer, and we've applied to the DEC for a minor wetland permit. It was submitted the same day as our application to you. We expect to have that shortly.
All right. I can't give you a permit on us until I see I can't give you our permit until I see theirs.
All right?
We can make it contingent.
So we can
right?
make a contingency.
Now, how many linear feet did you say was in the buffer?
1,680 feet.
Okay. How many linear feet are in wetlands?
Nothing is crossing the wetland proper. Everything's in the
In
wetland
the
buffer.
buffer.
Yeah, we're not crossing any wetlands.
So the purple line is the wetland, the red
Yeah.
line is the 100-foot buffer, or the purple line?
The black line is the
Yeah,
fence.
so the red outline is the DEC wetland buffer. The purple line is the town's 100-foot buffer. And the hatch is the wetland itself. This is the wetland, this is the buffer, this is the wetland off-site.
I see.
Well, you think, when you say wetland, it is crossing what you indicate is a stream here.
At what point?
The blue line up in the north corner, northeast corner. This is the blue line is a stream.
There's no
And-
fence.
The fence is way over here, though.
this
Yeah, we're not
set of
Okay,
dots.
okay, you're not fencing that at all, okay.
This is the
That's the
fence.
property line,
This is the
Yeah,
fence.
that's the property.
extends over there, there's
Okay.
a big nice easement.
I got you.
What's how do you plan on removing all of these, the post and existing fence? Just pull that out by hand?
It's all
and-
been done by hand. There's actually internal paddock fencing that was throughout. He's already removed it. It was all outside the wetland buffer. It was paddock fencing everywhere. It's
Sure.
all been hand removed and just, it's been very little disturbance associated with that.
None of it's been, the existing fence that's there is not cemented in, it was just
Yeah,
driven in?
no, it's just driven
Great.
in.
Okay.
Because here's what,
Makes it
so are you putting any of these fence posts in concrete?
Not in the buffer. And I suspect once they have the pneumatic driller, he's going to do the entire thing by driving them in. But
Was it have a compressor?
it's just a big, it's going to be trailered in and just drives the posts
It should
in.
be hammered
Oh,
in.
it's like.
Hammered in,
All right.
pneumatically hammered in.
So it's gonna be like a geoprobe?
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
just
you're-
going to slam it
Okay,
in.
so here's where the fun starts, right? So if he's coming in on a track rig, so this is what I need from you. I need to know the means and methods of the installation.
Sure.
Of
The machinery that we're going to use.
yeah, the machinery that you're gonna use. You're not gonna do this in a day, so you're gonna need to provide a spill kit on site, right? 'Cause this is one day job?
No.
No. So he's gonna need a spill kit on site, he's gonna have to store that machine in an area on 6 mil poly overnight,
Okay.
right?
It also might be an attachment to an excavator. I mean, the same
Okay,
same
but it's the
comment.
same
The
concept,
same
though.
comment, I
Same
understood, but
comment.
it's very possible that it's going to be an attachment to an excavator, that they're going to.
Or a backhoe, or,
Exactly.
what, yeah,
Backhoe.
listen, I have no issue with that, it's just,
No.
you're going, if he's gonna use, if he was gonna use one of the handheld ones that attaches
Yeah.
to a compressor,
The,
you could run hose
yeah,
to it and run it, but now you're gonna use a machine.
Yeah, the contractor's been selected, so I can definitely get you specifications on the machinery that's going to be used, and we can take care of the spill.
Sorry, Dom. Yeah, so we need a spill kit, fueling plan,
Storage, overnight storage on
overnight
poly.
storage, show us where your staging area is gonna be on the plan.
Fueling plan should include no fueling within any buffer or wetlands?
Yep, that's
or-
not a problem.
No problem, okay.
Majority
Just
of the
a note for that,
property,
basically.
internal of the property is outside the wetland buffer.
4 pages.
And I'm not really gonna, I mean, we're looking at holes pneumatically, you're not really disturbing soil or anything, so I'm not really looking for any mitigation.
I don't think
It's not, it's not.
Did you say you removed some of the existing fence?
The existing fence outside of the buffer, there was a lot of paddock fencing and different pens throughout the property that he's removed, just to let the meadow go.
Okay, you removed that already? But
Yes.
not within the buffer? You
Not
removed
within
it.
the buffer, nothing
Okay,
within the
fine,
buffer's been touched.
fine.
Alright.
I'd also, you said you received the variance already for the fence?
I don't have a copy, but it was approved at a meeting, and the resolution is forthcoming.
We'll need a copy.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind submitting a copy.
I think
to the file.
Rose was on top of that. Yep.
Okay. Do you want to approve it as, accept the application with these items, and then if he doesn't have them, at least actually, it's a little less information than you kind of need to have.
I think the machinery specific notes is important.
And the sequence of operation.
Yeah, that's an important one too, we missed.
I could provide that to you. Like I said, the contractor's been selected. I can get his specs, provide that to you immediately.
Can you get us that stuff by Monday?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, because if I don't get,
You have to alter the plans, you have to put on the plans the location where the staging area, whatever, the machine is.
Stockpile.
Stockpile. Well,
Actually,
he's
not-
not-
no,
he's
no,
not
there'll be no
stock-
stockpile.
there's no
There'll be no
stockpile.
stockpile.
But where the
Staging, spill kit,
spill kit.
and actually,
plan.
My only concern is if I have to reappear, if there's, for some reason, not a meeting in October, this is something he does want to achieve.
we're gonna have a
I'm not-
meeting
I
on
don't
it.
think we said anything that you have to reappear for,
Oh, okay, perfect.
okay? I don't think so, unless somebody disagrees.
No, I mean, we
He
can
has to
accept,
resubmit
we
the
can
plan
accept
with
the
the information.
listen, we can accept the application with the following conditions.
Right.
And we also need, he can't get a permit anyway until he gets the
I know.
Right.
DEC permit anyway.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I can accept the application, and by Monday noon, you have to provide the following information.
Not a problem.
All right, so.
Happy to.
Can I borrow your notes?
Yes.
So then, to the board, I would like to make a motion to accept the application of Yenome Studios at 240 Washington Road with the following conditions. That we get a copy of the ZBA variance, we get a copy of the DEC permit.
okay. The DEC permit I won't have on Monday, but you'll
No,
have
but
it.
just, that has to be, that's contingent on you getting the permit.
Yep,
Means and methods of the type of equipment that you're planning to use, show the location of a spill kit on site,
Machine storage.
machine storage area and a fueling plan, and a sequence of operation. What I'd also like to see on this is, on the plan where you show the fence outline, you also had a note on here that concrete washout shall take place outside any regulated thing. But I understand that you're gonna go pneumatic. So what I'd like to do is, on the drawing where the fences are, bubble the areas pneumatic, concrete, pneumatic, show which areas are the,
I could also locate the concrete washout area to the
And-
extent there is one, and it will be outside the buffer.
that's all,
It's
that'd be
very
perfect.
possible the whole fence gets done pneumatically. It's gonna be easier, but absolutely I can do that.
Do you wanna take a copy of this?
I'm taking notes, I'm good.
Okay. So do I have a motion to accept the permit of Yenome Studios? Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, you're on
you
the
so much.
clock.
Did we want anything with regards to the wetlands inspector? There's no erosion control sediments measures.
Nothing,
somewhere.
you're putting in a 2-inch pipe.
Right.
You just-
Thank you.
you were just accepting the application.
True, I'm just curious if you felt there was anything that was necessary for that.
Okay. Next is Homeland Towers LLC, NYS MSA Limited Partnership, 254 Croton Falls Road. Installation of utilities and drainage repair work on existing access drive. Could you please state your name?
Good evening, Robert Gaudioso with the law firm of Snyder and Snyder.
Lawyers. Okay. Do you want to explain to us what you're planning to do?
So the application is for a wireless telecommunication facility on the property, and in order to bring utilities to the facility, we're proposing to cut through a town-regulated wetland buffer. The utilities will be underground. They will be within an existing driveway, so we're not actually disturbing any new area. There's an existing gravel driveway there. In addition, one of the neighbors had complained that the gravel driveway was washing out, so we proposed to add basically a swale and a check dam. A very small portion of that, approximately 200 square feet, is also within the town-regulated buffer. Nothing's closer than 84 feet to the actual wetland, which is off-site.
Okay, so you know the total area of disturbance.
Approximately
I wish you would have had a map
1,150 square feet.
of
Of dis-
wetland, of a buffer being disturbed.
Correct, and all of it is, none of it is in the wetland, all of it's in the buffer,
I understand
and
that.
the utility portion of
Can you
that,
throw one set of plans
which is
out here?
about 950 square
only one
feet,
set.
is in the
No, there's
existing
one-
access
There's a whole
drive.
bunch right there.
There's, oh, I see.
I think SP1 is probably the right sheet.
Yeah, sorry. Boy,
We're in front of the planning
Not
board and
very
zoning board,
environmental.
so if I didn't give it to, if I didn't give you what we gave the planning board and zoning board, I'm sure I would've gotten a question, how come we get what the planning board and zoning board
It's a
got?
good call.
So we didn't wanna disrespect you with a shorter
no,
package.
that's all right.
Appreciate it. Do you have an application too? somewhere?
He called me out.
I also have, if I may, Chairman, we did just get recently on September 3rd, a letter from the DEP, I'm sorry, the DEC, that they have no jurisdiction over this.
Awesome. So we'll need a copy of that.
I have copies right here. We had them out to the site, smell the town here. Also, as part of the plans, there's a full,
Thank you.
erosion sediment control plan, which is basically the stormwater pollution plan portion. Overall, the entire facility, outside of any buffer, is greater than 5,000 square.
So you need a SWIP.
So we need a SWIP, which is part of the planning board.
And you're submitting the SWIP to the town engineer?
Correct,
All right, so then if you're giving him the SWIP, then
correct.
just, we'll get a copy. of
Yeah,
it.
as part of the planning board is handling the site plan, the special permit, and as part of that, we've been through some revisions with Rich, and he's ultimately getting a SWIP. And the SWIP also goes to the DEC, obviously, as well.
What is the present use of the driveway? That's in-
So the driveway is a shared driveway to go to a couple different homes.
Okay. And just the homes are using it now?
Correct.
Okay.
Is the tower gonna be in wetlands or?
No, tower's not in the wetlands, not in the wetland buffer at all.
Is there, and is there currently only a driveway on the site, or is there anything else? Only this
So,
gravel driveway?
the current driveway comes off of Croton Falls Road. Off to the left is an existing house. The driveway has an easement across that property to the back parcel, which also has an existing house. And then the telecommunications facility will be in a cleared area that the driveway goes to, also on that property.
Oh, that guy can't be happy.
And if I could come up and point it out.
Yeah, please, I
I'll
appreciate
tell you
that.
How many times I've looked at these maps.
I'm sure upside down, left, right,
So, actually, that's.
I'm
not
on
a good
SP
sheet.
one.
What was that?
SP one, here's the,
Sure.
Yeah, so that's the one's a good one, and then we'll come back.
here's the road.
Or if it's, from-
Now, is this gonna be put on somebody's property?
There's an easement across there to get to the back lot.
No, the tower.
No, the tower's
Oh,
on
no,
the
that's the one we were
lot,
on.
is on the lot that it's on, and the wetlands is off-site. And the buffer goes onto the property where the easement for the driveway is.
Okay, here's the buffer right here.
So,
There's your 100-foot buffer.
Sure.
Sure. It's the first time we've ever had anybody on with us.
we had a lawyer that could read plans.
Gotta hold on to my wallet.
So it comes off of Croton Falls Road.
right here.
Right here, okay? This is the second piece of property. This is
Engineer's
where the
not much
wetland is
better.
off-site.
Right.
And that's where the buffer is. So this short area here is an existing driveway.
Okay.
And
Says
so
area, it
we're
says
running the
driveway.
utilities underneath the existing driveway, and it's 84 feet. See,
Okay.
84 feet from the
I got-
wetlands.
I got that.
And then we have a little spot here where we're gonna put in a check dam, because this was washing out, because water was coming down off this hill. So we're gonna put a little check dam right here, and that's also 200 square feet is within the existing 100-foot wetland buffer. But we're gonna put that, and we show
So
the
it's- so
detail
it's-
of the check dam on the next
So it's
sheet.
going to be over here. on this-
Yeah,
on
right in
this-
that little
on
spot.
on this
See
little
this
spot.
line here, that's the zone of disturbance?
Right, okay.
So if you go to SP3,
Was this a separate parcel? Is that what you're saying?
correct, so this
Okay.
is a separate parcel where the
What's-
facility
nothing's
is.
on that now?
There's a house up here,
Okay, and this driveway, this?
and this driveway goes up to that
That
house.
house,
Yeah,
okay, that's the, okay.
yeah, exactly.
I see,
Got
okay.
it. I know, it's not, it's,
Okay.
I yell at these guys 100 times. There's another wetland over here.
Right.
It's really kind of like a drainage dish, but we also had the DEC
Yeah,
look at
here's
that,
another
and we're
wet
beyond
buffer right
100
here.
feet from that.
Oh, so you're
And this
just
is where the tower's
outside,
gonna be?
Correct.
on this
Gotcha.
trench, you're just outside the buffer right here. Here's your buffer.
Yeah, so you see, this is
Here's
the
a-
existing access drive, so
Yeah.
we're 84 feet from the wetland, which is off-site.
And here's your 100-foot buffer.
And there's a 100-foot
So
buffer.
you're in.
Like
this
right through
whole-
that
this
area.
whole area.
Yeah, which is about 950
Slightly
square
less-
feet.
slightly
This
less
little
than that.
portion here, the check dam that we're proposing to put in, which isn't even part of our project, we're just doing it as a voluntary thing, about 200 square feet in there.
Makes for a good neighbor.
Yeah, I'm trying to- there's the check down.
So let me ask
Yeah,
you,
so,
let me ask you a question. So you're disturbing about 200, 1,150 square feet. So what's in it for us as far as mitigation is concerned?
So, we are proposing landscaping as part of the plan, and we're going to propose to the planning board some additional landscaping. The problem with the location between the existing access drive and the wetlands
Once it's
Not our
planted?
property owner, someone has dumped a bunch of stone there. So there's really no ability for us to plant anything in there. Plus, we don't have the rights in there because we only have a 20-foot wide easement where the existing access drive is. So the easement area is on a piece of property that we don't own, where we're running the utilities through the 20-foot easement, which is an existing 12-foot, basically gravel access drive. If we tried to plant anything in there, quite frankly, we would end up disrupting where that property owner has their garbage can, has their turnaround area. We would, quite frankly, be doing more harm than good. What we did do, though, as I said, the check dam, it has a swell associated with it that we think is a real improvement because it was washing out the gravel drive, and if it washes it out, some of that gravel could get down into the wetlands because of the way the slope goes right there. So that was really the mitigation, is that we were adding that check dam, which unfortunately 200 square feet of it is actually in the buffer, but quite frankly, it's on the other side of the existing driveway, and it really is a nice improvement.
And the equipment is located outside the buffer?
Totally outside the buffer, way up the hill,
Okay.
nowhere near it.
And how are you gonna be excavating this?
So we will, I spoke to my client earlier today, we'll use a very small backhoe to excavate it.
All right, you're gonna need a spill kit,
Sure.
provide a spill kit, provide a storage location and a staging area.
Or if you're not gonna be keeping, if this is, I mean, that's like a one-day thing too, right?
Yeah, we would either have it, so where the tower's proposed to go.
Yeah.
Used to be an area where they used to store heavy equipment, so that's where we'll be staging everything, so it's not a problem. It's all gravel up there, it's all old asphalt, so we could be up there. We'll literally be, I don't know the exact distance, but it's hundreds and hundreds of feet away.
No problem. Yeah, so if you put a note about that, that would be
So
sufficient.
all storage will be up in that area.
Now, the specifications and the calculations are in the stormwater plan for this check dam area?
Correct.
Okay.
That'll be all in the SWIP. All the details are on these plans as it is, as are the erosion control measures. And all of that will be,
You're gonna pour a concrete pad, right?
the concrete pad's gonna the concrete for the tower foundation is gonna be up at the facility.
And you're gonna have a LPG tank too, that you're gonna
Correct.
put that down on a pad.
Yeah.
You gotta show a concrete, clean
Washout.
out, washout.
Or indicate that it's nowhere, oh, is it on the plan? Yeah. Right. Concrete. Are you removing any trees for this project?
We're removing, I believe it's 3 trees and replanting 3 20-foot Norway spruces.
Great.
It's just random shit that goes with that.
I assume that what you just mentioned, the 3 and 3 is somewhere written in the,
That's on the plans.
great.
That's all on the plans.
And you're gonna backfill that excavation with the native soil that you removed?
To the specification of the utility company, so we'll use the native soil. If the utility company tells us to put down, a layer or something, either over or
usually
under
stick
the
the
utilities,
stone
we'll obviously
around
use
it.
that, yeah.
So just to make sure I understand this straight, there's an easement through a parcel that is, for this, and then the second parcel is one that is owned already for building this tower?
We lease it to build
Leased
the
it,
tower. Yeah,
okay.
It's owned by our landlord.
Got it. What we'll need is something indicating that the owner of the property itself is okay with this work.
The owner of our property, who we lease it from.
Yes, so if you're, because
So
you're
we
building.
gave you a copy, we did give you a copy of the deed for, the access and all of that. And I believe we gave you the letter of authorization from our property owner.
Great, that's exactly what I needed. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to review this book of deeds.
The book of deeds.
It's the biggest book I've seen.
Yeah, we can give you the letter of authorization. I don't, for some reason,
Well, this thing's gonna look
You
like.
don't
we'll give you the
need
letter
any
of
deed.
authorization. We don't have a problem with that.
You don't need any DEP or DEC,
No, I just gave you the letter for DEC saying that they don't have any jurisdiction over these wetlands. The only thing that does have to go to them ultimately, because of the SWIP, we send them, they have to get the notice of intent and all of that.
And did you have the wetlands flagged
Yes, and those are flagged and surveyed on these
on
plans.
these plans?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on there.
And when was that done?
I'm sorry?
When was that done?
We actually had the DEC out there to confirm them, and if you look at the letter I just gave you, it talks about that they were out there back on August 13th, 2019.
Perfect.
So what we did is we sent them the whole package on August 13th, and if you look in the second paragraph, it says freshwater wetlands, it says as verified by Josh Fisher, DEC, Bureau of Ecosystem Health.
Yep.
We also referred everything to the DEP as well, and we also had DEP out there, and they had no problems with this either. As well as we had the town engineer out there. And obviously, anything approved by the planning board will have also all the planning board conditions related to the site inspections by the town engineer.
Did the planning board approve this yet?
No, not yet.
What they-
And no bog turtles.
I'm sorry?
No bog turtles.
No bog turtles. I think we have a bat restriction on the 3
Yeah,
trees.
there's a bat restriction.
Restriction, yes, that's right.
Batman.
Everybody looked at that.
And have you had any comments from the community on this application?
We have.
Just throwing
Just
it
a
out
few.
there.
We've had 2 public hearings so far. We had a public hearing with the planning board, and we had a public hearing with the zoning board. And we did have a full house, but quite frankly, only about 4 or 5 people spoke at each.
These are old deeds.
All right, with the exception, I mean, I don't have any other comments, with the exception of the ones that came up already. I mean, it's digging a trench, drawing it. The only thing I would really like is, I mean, some sort of, I mean, you are disturbing the 1,000 square feet of wetlands, you know, I mean, you're putting it.
Buffer.
Buffer, I mean, I really would like a little bit of mitigation.
Up at the tower, is there any buildings up there with pitched roofs that are being
No,
constructed?
they use outdoor,
Conex
outdoor
containers.
cabinets now, so they don't even use equipment shelters anymore. And it's all in like basically a gravel flat area that's been used for.
Going along with what Bob said, I think I agree with Bob a little bit. Is there anything, if we'd appreciate, I mean, I'll speak for myself, I'd appreciate if you look at the wetland buffer areas, you are disturbing quite a bit. If you could do some sort of, adding some sort of vegetation or some sort of mitigation. that
How
would-
about this? How about some vegetation in the area of the check dam? Because quite frankly, that's an area that, that's the area where the existing issue is of the
Right.
water coming off the
Okay.
hill. So maybe we could add some additional vegetation around the
Right.
swale where the check dam is. Number one, it's on our landlord's property, so we have full control over it. Number two, it's on the other side where I think really the existing issue is, and I think it would have more effect. Because if we go downstream from this, even though you would normally think that's the better spot, quite frankly, it's all rock and gravel and nothing's gonna live in there. So I think in the area where the check dam is, if we can put some additional vegetation in there, I think that might be a better solution.
That
That's-
sounds like a good idea.
That sounds like a plan. All right, so,
And I know the planning board asked for your recommendation, so if possible, maybe recommend that to the planning board and will, as a condition of your acceptance.
Well, if
right.
you add it to the plan, then you won't have to worry.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll add it to the
Put it on the
plans, of
plan,
course.
all right, so then, do I have a motion to accept the,
I have one last note. I wrote my note on there, but I didn't bring it up. For the check dam that you're creating in the swale, is there a maintenance plan that is expected to go along with that?
As part of the SWIP,
SWIP, yeah,
there'll be
usually.
maintenance requirements.
Okay, great.
As long, okay, as long as that's
Right.
gonna be in there, that's fine. Yeah, it should-
so do I have a motion to accept the application for Homeland Towers LLC Limited Partnership for 254 Crow Falls Road with the following condition? Provide a copy of the SWIP and provide copies of the check dam maintenance plan, provide a spill kit, storage/fueling for machines, concrete spoils plan, letter of authorization for the work, and provide some sort of buffer mitigation near the check dam area.
Vegetation, yeah.
Other than that,
We have a motion?
do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you
You're
for
on
your
the
time
clock.
this evening. Thank you.
Oh, needs to get this by when? Let's bring this in.
Oh, you need to get me that stuff by Monday.
Drop something.
I can't get you that stuff by Monday because I can't get you the SWIP
Yeah,
until
well,
the
can you,
planning board.
it's a long time, Bob. It's-
Yeah, I'm in no rush on this.
Okay.
If that's okay.
All right, so then why do we not
Just
accept
whenever
the
you,
application?
whenever he gets it in.
When we get it to you, then,
When you get
then the
we have to advertise it for.
We have to advertise, that's the
certain days, so
problem.
whenever you get us all this stuff,
Then I can
then we
advertise.
can advertise.
do we have to come back for the advertisement or
No.
no?
No.
No, you could just make Rose, tell her, put you on the agenda, that here's the additional information we requested, and then we can vote on that.
Yeah, but You
Well,
might,
we've accepted
you
it.
might want to check and see if there's any comments, because then it might be appropriate for you to comment.
So we should come back, really?
That's right, if there's, but you could check beforehand if there's any comments.
All right, timeout, hold on,
For the-
timeout.
You
Hold
tell
on.
me what to do.
So we're not gonna advertise the job right now, because they're
Right.
missing the information,
Right.
right? So basically, they've given us the application, it goes in the file, it sits on a desk somewhere, right? When you provide us the additional information, if it's on a meeting, come in here, here is the additional information you asked for, we go through it, fine, we accept it, we then put you on the clock, okay? Then you go on the clock for at least 2, maybe 3 meetings, depending on how the calendar falls, okay? And in that time, if it's advertised to the public, if the public has any comments, we will either get them here, or we may have to have a public hearing. So, that's the steps. And then if everything's good, after the hearing, you get your permit.
Understood.
All right?
Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just for the record, I'd like to note that although the application is completed and in good condition, there are still items missing. We're going to hold the application
Fine.
as is until the additional documentation is provided. So do I have a motion on that?
We did it.
Yeah, no, but I'm not
Yes,
holding it.
there's a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. All right, last item, our meeting minutes, which were June 27th. All of us were present. Do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for June 27th, 2019? Do
So moved.
I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's it. So with that, have a
I make
good,
a motion to adjourn,
do I have a motion to adjourn?
yes?
Do I have a second?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, have a good night, enjoy your weekend.